This is the second candle of the 5 candles of hope. Intimacy versus loneliness.
Cigna, the medical company, just did a nationwide survey in this country. The findings were that 54% of the people in this country admitted to being abjectly lonely. I grew up in the Upper West Side of New York. There was a woman in my apartment building. Her name was Mrs. Levy. And we used to ride up and down the elevator together. And she would always invite me in for cookies. And she had 5 locks on her door. And she was one of those people that didn't seem like she had many people in her life. But she was so happy to have me in there. And it was very touching to me. And I lost track of her, and I was coming in, and the superintendent was coming out of his office. And I said to him, I said, "Have you seen Mrs. Levy?" And he said, "Jim, didn't you know she died?" And I said, "She died? What are you talking about? How did she die?" He said, "We don't know. We didn't find her body until her rent was 2 months overdue." Can you imagine being that lonely when nobody connects with you until your rent is overdue? How do we live this way? How do we live where we don't really see people? Well, there are tens of millions of people out there that get up every morning and go to bed every night in that state. We can change it. We can reach out to people. We can make a difference by doing something special for them so that they'll remember that somebody out there really cared. And so the next time when you pull up at a light and you see a street person that says, "I'll work for food," realize that they may not sincerely need the food, and they may fool us as so many people think, but they may not. And they may really need us, and they may really need the connection. So I will go and find them a sandwich, and I'll bring back a sandwich, and they will smile. Small acts sometimes become huge in the minds of people who are alone. Technology has changed our world, changed our life, but for many kids it's made them lonelier. It's made them more isolated because we do everything by third hand. We do text and email. I work with teen suicide prevention. That's my mission on this earth. And so I listen to a lot of stories of kids who are isolated. The other day, a young girl called me up and she said to me, "Jim, I don't want to live anymore, but I will try if someone smiles at me today." And because kids need to be noticed, they do these dramatic acts, shooting up in schools. Highest suicide rate, #1 killer of kids, suicide. They do these dramatic moments to get people to see them. Now, I just had a 6-year-old that took her life. Kids were picking on her at school. She came home and she told her parents, and her parents said, "Don't you pretend to be sick. You go back to school. It happened when we're in school." Completely negating her feelings. She kept going back. The bullying kept continuing. She came home. She was a latchkey kid for just a few minutes. She left a note, climbed in the family car, pulled the garage door down, turned on the car, and died. Everyone out there wants to feel safe, valued, and loved. We all want that. We need to look in their face. We need to see the feelings that they're experiencing. That builds a sense of intimacy. And the very nature of intimacy is, "Into me you see." And that is a key to the connectedness of our culture and the need for human interaction that every person has. We all need to be able to connect with each other to truly feel safe. Because when you experience somebody's feelings, you become a part of who they are. And that is crucial to us in terms of human interaction.